I want to talk about callbacks. So depending on who you speak to and how they phrase things, callbacks can be one of two things. Callbacks can be any function that another function calls, or callbacks can be, more explicitly, an asynchronous callback, as in one that is going to get pushed onto the callback queue at some point in the future. So this little bit of code illustrates the difference, right? The for each method on an array, it doesn't run, it takes a function, which you could call a callback, but it's not running it asynchronously, right? It's running it within the current stack. We could define an asynchronous for each. So we could, it's going to take an array and a callback, and then for each item in the array, it's going to do a set timeout 0 with that callback, right? I guess this should actually pass in the value, but anyway. So I'm going to run it, and we can see what the difference is. So for the first block of code that runs, it's going to sit and block the stack, right, until it's complete. Whereas in the async version, OK, it's slowed down, but we're basically going to queue a bunch of callbacks, and they're going to clear. And then we can actually run through and do the console.logs. So in this example, the console.log is fast. So the benefit of doing it asynchronously isn't obvious. But let's say you're doing some slow processing on each element in the array. I think I have that shown somewhere. No. No, I don't. OK. So let's say, oops. So I have a delay function, which is just slow, right? It's just a slow thing. So let's say processing async. And here, processing sync. OK. Now, I'm going to turn on a thing I've just been literally hacked together this morning, which is to simulate the repaint or the render in the browser. So something I haven't touched on is how all of this interacts with render.